Alright. To the park for the duel. Oh man, I thought of a better title for my stream.
Too late now.
Nope, I can edit it on the fly.
The park scenery has an almost mystical air at night. It's nice.
You're in luck. Not too many people taking a leisurely stroll at this hour.
Okay, that may be true, but this still is the capital. You really shouldn't be fighting here. How did it come to this?
Put a sock in it, Marcus. I apologize for burdening you with this, but I'd appreciate you keeping watch.
This is ridiculous.
Anyway, let's move over to that gazebo we came out from earlier. There is a person sitting in this park. Look. Person. Why he's the lonely person sitting
Don't
in
believe.
Pleasant evening. It's pretty relaxing.
No denying those two have some surprising similarities.
What's happening here?
I think they're stuck.
He likes that pole.
Yeah, and Machias is dad, but with purple hair.
You can talk to him, see what he says.
Nah.
Ask him why they're there. Being weird.
I don't see any people in this part of the park.
I'm fine with here if you are.
All right, Fee. Here are my conditions. If I win this duel, I want you to tell me about your past. Your personal history. At first, there was something about your strength that I couldn't bring myself to accept. From the moment we first met, I could tell you were holding back. And considering your build, your combat proficiency is extraordinary. It's simply too far removed from what I've come to know through following the way of the sword.
No doubt.
Really? Yeah, all things considered, Fee's strength is totally improbable for someone her size.
To add to that, you were once part of a Jaeger Corps. I can't say I've ever thought of the Jaegers in a particularly favorable light. If one defines knighthood as the way of the virtuous, how can the path of the Jaeger be seen as anything but corrupt? I came to believe that because we'd been raised with such strongly opposing values, I could not accept you. However, I was mistaken. After hearing Elliot's story, I asked myself again why it was that I felt such resistance to fighting alongside you. I tried to ascertain my own feelings, slowly and carefully. And that was when I finally realized. During all these months we spent together, I've known deep down that you were worthy of my trust. Our values had nothing to do with that judgment. It came from my heart alone. But in my stubbornness, I refused to acknowledge that one simple truth. In my heart, I had already deemed you worthy of trust. Yet in my mind, I still couldn't see past our incompatibilities. I suspect that contradiction was what prevented us from using our Arcus to fight as one.
So, that's how it was. Did you know about this?
Yeah, I noticed during our fight with that monster earlier.
You weren't the only one who thought we couldn't get along. You live your life so honestly. I guess somewhere along the way I'd given up on you ever accepting me.
I see.
Still, what does this have to do with wanting to know about my past? Why do you want to know?
It's very simple, really. I want to know because I like you.
What are you?
I find it frustrating when I'm not able to understand those I've taken an interest in or have a high opinion of. I felt like this several months ago with Reen, and I feel the same way now. That's why I want to know your history. I want to know what shaped you into who you are now. That said, this is simply an act of self-indulgence on my part. Nothing more, nothing less.
I'm not sure what to say.
That's our lore, all right.
Okay.
You really are something else. It's
That's
fine.
accurate.
I don't mind telling you. But taking your spoils by force is the Jaeger's way through and through. Is that okay with you?
It's fine. Because I have no intention of thinking of my reward as a spoil of battle. I'd much rather consider it an honor, bestowed for a hard-won victory.
Fine by me.
You just talk things out. Why do you even need to fight now?
Reen's like, I understand completely.
Yep. Sort of
Because that's just the type of people they are.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
All right, I'll officiate your duel. Neither of you need to hold anything back. If I think it's getting too dangerous, I'll step in and stop the fight.
Very well.
Thanks.
Kamehameha.
Go!
It would appear so.
And now we just get to watch a fight play out.
Oh,
Shatter!
how cinematic.
Target locked.
Hey, Rollis knows that move.
Right?
Shatter's a good move.
I love Shatter.
Shatter's good.
Flashbang out.
Impressive.
Rollis knows that one too.
Same to you.
Then I won't hold back.
She
Allow me to
constituted us,
show my
though.
strongest skill learned from my father.
Then I'll show you my strongest. Learned it from the boss
lightsaber.
himself.
That's enough!
Reen's like, okay, before you kill each other.
Whoa.
I couldn't even tell who won. What about you, Reen?
I feel bad saying this after volunteering to be the judge, but as far as I could tell, it was a draw.
Really?
Well, I suppose it is what it is. I'll simply have to continue my training and challenge you again another time. And don't forget, I still wish to duel you as well.
Wait, why me?
Rain.
Honestly.
Actually, I lost this one.
Huh?
Oh shit.
Jaegers are at our best when we fight at night. The darkness gives us an edge. But even after I threw out a flash grenade, the duel still ended in a draw. If we'd fought during the day, I would have lost.
That's...
She has a point.
Well then.
very well. I'll accept this victory.
Well, anyway.
I guess the two of us should go for a little stroll then.
I don't mind if you listen. Is that fine with you, Laura?
I have no objections. We're all in this together.
Lore.
Yep, now we get Fee's backstory.
I
More
used
than
to
just
be
being a
part of a
Jaeger.
Jaeger corps called Zephyr. Before that, my earliest memories are of explosions and battlefields. I found myself wandering in a war-torn hotspot on the outskirts of some country I never even knew the name of. Jaeger Corps threw themselves into battle for the highest bidder day after day, while I wandered alone. The man who eventually took me in called himself the Jaeger King. He was the leader of Zephyr, a pretty famous Jaeger Corps. He was middle-aged, crafty, stubborn, and lucky. He always seemed so carefree, but he never let his guard down.
We've heard the Jaeger King before.
Mm-hmm.
To me, though, he was the closest thing to a father I've ever had. The other members of Zephyr had their quirks, but they were all nice to me. As time went on, I started helping with the cleaning, the cooking, the packing. During my free time, they started teaching me all kinds of skills I'd need to survive on the battlefield. One thing led to another, and I ended up fighting in my first real battle. I was 10, I think. The boss was reluctant, but after the others persuaded him, he made me a full-fledged member of the group. For the next few years, we lived and fought together. I even picked up a nickname like some career Jaegers do. Sylphide.
Ooh.
We roamed all across the continent together. There were hard times. Times when we thought we might not live through the night, but we always did. Together. Until last year, when our boss died.
Well, someone was responsible for that one.
It was a clash with another Jaeger Corps, the Red Constellation. People used to say they were the only other Jaeger Corps in West Zemuria who could match us. Their leader, a guy they called the War God, had been on bad terms with our boss for years. Eventually, the War God and the Jaeger King decided to settle things with one big duel. They kept going for 3 days and 3 nights. In the end, they both fell. After that, the Zephyr I'd grown up with disbanded. All the members who were left just kind of scattered. I don't know where they went. Then, just like that, I was alone again.
I don't know what to say.
After that, you ended up coming to the academy?
Yep. Just when I was wondering what I'd do next, Sarah showed up. She said she'd been following the situation between Zephyr and the Red Constellation. That's how we first met. I told her about what happened, and she dragged me to the academy. She introduced me to the principal, and after that, well, you know the rest.
That's quite a history. Listening to you tell your story really brings into focus how limited my view of the world has been. But I feel like I finally know you. There's still so much more I want to learn, of course, but at least this gives me a base to build on. How about it? Care to mix things up a little?
Oh. Let's do it.
Oh my gosh.
Now wait just a minute.
I like how Reen's just like, okay.
Brain's like, okay.
Should have known. I guess
You
I've had
should've
this
known.
coming since
Honestly,
the
you should have.
practical exam, huh?
Well, it's at your discretion, of course. I doubt either of us has the energy to fight at our peak.
But we'll give it a try.
You've got to be kidding me! We haven't got a chance against them!
Come on.
Maki
This is a good opportunity to see what they can really do, right? Let's just think of this as a little bonus for our field study and give it the best we've got.
Fine. But I don't intend to hold back, so I expect no less from both of you.
You have my thanks.
Here we go.
I'm not going to hold back.
Fine, I'll do it.
Fine.
And we're Laura and Fee.
I'll handle it.
Hey.
Nice. Destroy them.
1, 2. Yeah. And it's done. Got it.
An opening!
It's over.
Should have seen that coming.
Right!
You should have.
How about this?
My turn.
Oh no.
This is so ridiculous.
Hostiles neutralized. Guess we're safe.
Much hostile. Very neutral.
Mm-hmm.
We did it.
Uh-huh.
You two. It's like they're off in their own little world.
I think we've just witnessed the birth of an unstoppable duo.
Hey, what are you four doing?
Don't worry about it.
Crap.
Having
Uh-oh.
fun. Just,
Sorry about
just you know,
Are you
talking.
from one of the local high schools?
We received reports of a group causing a terrible racket in the park. What in Adios' name were you doing?
Please,
Relaxing.
sir, this isn't what it might seem like. There's a perfectly reasonable, though admittedly rather complicated explanation for all of this.
We're very sorry for any trouble we've caused. We tried to minimize the disturbance to others, but it seems we weren't totally successful there.
Perhaps dueling in the park wasn't as good of an idea as it first seemed.
Maybe the
Nah,
underground
really?
tunnels would have been better.
You know, it's a little late for such deep insights. Besides, who do you think were the ones who started this? Don't just act like you're some innocent bystanders.
I love the two girls like, I don't.
Ooh, you're moving
man,
up
maybe
in
that
the
was a good
world.
idea.
I've got a little reward here for you.
Uh,
Keep up the good work.
Huh? Are they all still asleep? It's almost time for breakfast.
Oh, it's you, Elliot. Sorry, we didn't mean to keep you waiting.
What's wrong? You look exhausted.
you know.
You might say we had a pretty eventful night.
It was a wild
Look
party,
at
and
these
you didn't get to come.
geriatrics. On the other hand, as you can see, we have gusto to spare. Isn't that right,
Out of
Fee?
context, this is extremely disconcerting.
And you call yourselves
Why?
men.
Think about it just a little bit. I think you'll get there on your own.
Bad.
How can you two just waltz around like that after last night? Are you even human?
It keeps going.
Whoa, just calm down.
Wow, what the heck did you guys do last night?
Wouldn't you like to know, Elliot?
Two
What
of you
did-
look
what
like you've been
didn't we
chased
do
around town
last
by
night?
wolves, but Fee and Laura are all buddy-buddy now.
Yeah, we'll catch you up on that later. First things first. Let's grab the list of today's tasks from the mailbox.
Breakfast and look at their thing. That is some breakfast.
Breakfast is important. I agree with Fiona.
That looks more like a salad. Never had a breakfast salad.
I mean, it looks more like a two-dimensional image. It doesn't look like real food at all.
All right, listen
right.
here, you
Except for the
smart
rolls.
aleck.
Because they don't want to animate the salad properly anyway, and so it's literally just a
Less
really badly
polygons.
rendered, pointed up piece, and then a round hump that looks like a colorful piece of grass.
I'm gonna say it's eggs with some greens in it.
Wow. So that's what happened yesterday after you guys left? I feel all left out now.
You have our apologies. But listening to you talk about your resolve yesterday strengthened my own. I simply couldn't wait any longer.
We'll treat you to something later.
2 hours.
Consider yourself lucky you didn't have to endure 2 hours of police questioning afterwards like we did.
Oh, so that's why you all seem so tired. Yeah. It's not the lack of sleep to get you, it's the mental fatigue.
Mood.
Is this one me or is this D?
Did you?
Oh,
It's me.
never mind, sorry.
Did you receive another packet of tasks from the governor?
Yep. Probably delivered first thing this morning before we were even awake. We'll look them over once we finish our breakfast.
Agreed. Make sure you get plenty to eat so you'll have lots of energy for the day ahead. And there's plenty more where that came from if you can manage it.
Find all 4 monsters, the only one.
Looks like we've got quite a variety today, too.
Yeah, one of them looks like it'll take us to an area we didn't get to see yesterday. Yep, that monster extermination request from Heimdall Port. We shouldn't have any problems getting there on the trams. Same for Mater Park, where we were yesterday.
We'll likely have to visit a number of locations today as well. And considering that the festival begins tomorrow, I expect the city will be buzzing with excitement.
Still, no need to rush.
Well, take care, everyone. It'll be fun just walking around watching as everyone puts the finishing touches on the decorations.
Right. Thanks, sis.
Thank you very much for making us breakfast.
Alright, let's get started. These jobs aren't going to do themselves. Yeah, and only one of them is going to get done. Because that's how I roll. Esperanza. Here we are, Heimdall Port. It's the main harbor that opens onto the Honor River.
Ah, so that south-flowing river is the Honor. I can see a warehouse district in the distance as well.
Yeah, this is a major hub of the capital's freight distribution network. Not quite as important as transcontinental railroad or airships, but still vital.
We also received a monster request from here. Monster extermination request from here. Let's see if we can track down whoever made that request.
Okay.
Excuse me. Would it be possible to speak with the person in charge here? Who needs people still?
Xander, go.
Person in charge, huh? You're looking at him.
Hey, that's about the same voice I was going to give him if I had to do him, so...
We're all even, so we don't have to ask about who needs more voice. Let's just pick one in the future.
Something I can help you with? Can't imagine what would draw a bunch of students to the port.
Good to know. We're here on a request from the Imperial Governor. We've been informed that there's a monster around here that needs to be dealt with.
Oh, you guys are here about that? I just sent the request to City Hall yesterday. Didn't think they'd get anyone out here that quick. I'll bet this is my father's doing. The sheer coincidence of it has his fingerprints all over it.
Well, he is the Imperial Governor after all. He can pull strings.
Ah, now you Governor Regnit's son. You must be really proud to have such a hard-working dad like that. Yes, I am.
Anyway, would you be willing to explain the particulars of your request to us?
Sure, no problem. There's a doorway over there. We know the monster's looking somewhere in there. It leads to an old underground passage, like every other random doorway. And lately, we've been hearing the howls of some beast down there.
Old underground passage, you say? You think it's...
Might be the same tunnels we went into from the hotel yesterday.
It does seem like that network of passageway runs underneath most of the city.
Regardless, it seems the howling monster is to be our target this time. Might I ask how we can gain access to the underground passage?
I just told you, that doorway over there.
Is there some problem?
This has been bugging me. I think it's something in the way you talk, but, you're not a noble, are you?
I am, but how does that impact our ability to do what you've requested?
Maybe it doesn't, but still. You damn nobles live the high life, looking down on us common folk. I can't really bring myself to ask for help from people who think they're born better than us.
But... Looks like the Reformists have a pretty strong foothold in this part of the city.
Yeah, but is that any real surprise?
Actually, if that bothers you, I should mention I'm a noble too. Granted, I'm from a pretty distant part of the Empire, but still.
You're kidding me, right?
Our class is actually made up of both commoners and nobles. I'm a commoner myself, but Rita and Laura here have always gone out of their way to help me.
Laura's skilled with a sword, and her commitment to duty is second to none. She'd never dream of looking down on people or giving less than her all.
Elliot, Fee,
My friends are telling the truth. My father was the one who assigned us this task, so if you feel you can trust his judgment. Sorry, you're right. You came out of your way to give us a hand, but hard to shake old beliefs. Yeah, I'll leave this with you. Head farther along the port and go to the door you find. That'll take you to the underground passage. The layout's pretty complicated, and there's water flowing down there too, so watch your step.
you have my thanks.
It's nothing. Sorry for treating you so rudely. I should be a better man than that. I always thought nobles and commoners were oil and water, but I guess there are some good nobles out there after all. I agree.
Dang. Machias has character growth.
Yeah, I told you, his character growth is really good. He becomes much less of a jerk. Alright, we've got ourselves a monster to exterminate. Let's head down into the tunnels. See when you are.
Before we go, I want you all to know that I really appreciate what you said. Especially you, Fee. I didn't expect that I'd ever hear you stick up for me. It made me truly happy.
No need to thank me. There's no charge for telling the truth.
Well, if you insist.
Looks like these two really have patched things up. Well, I'll take that any day compared to what we had before.
All right, let's start by finding the door that leads to the ground.
Yeah. I had to grab a drink out of my fridge. I wonder what door. Definitely this one.
Yep, it's that one.
Nope, it's gotta be this one. Nope, nope. What about this one? Nope.
No. Go
Oh,
back
no.
and check that one
The
again.
door.
So they
farther
blocked
on.
it. Look at that. They blocked
Yes,
us.
this is the door. That's the one we need to go to.
Oh, wait. Oh, there's this one. There's
Yeah,
that one. No. He's gotta be around here somewhere.
You really should have pointed better for us.
Yeah. If only there was like a red exclamation on some type of miniature map that I could carry around all the time. That'd be great.
Right? Yeah.
That'd be very convenient.
Like if only they could like put like a little thing in the top left like that to tell you when you're near the door.
I
that you know
know,
where you're going to the
right?
next area. Like, yeah.
Come on, like, but that'd be
The
ridiculous,
interactive
right?
with
Like,
all
this
the
surely
That'd
can't
be
be.
too easy. Yeah.
This surely can't be it, right? Oh, well, I mean, I'll try the key anyway.
Looks like it opened.
If our last trip into these tunnels is anything to go by, it's not going to be easy.
Indeed. We should make sure we're thoroughly prepared.
Right. Oh, hey, what do you know? I wonder if this goes down there. Oh. I think
just
we
got,
made
like,
it, guys.
Flashbacks to like a stairway going down into a deep tunnel system with water mirror, and I got a little afraid for a second.
Okay. Oh. Anyway. It seems like this was built in the Middle Ages too. Just like that passage we were in yesterday. Think they're connected?
Even if they were, they're so far apart that I doubt we could find a way to tunnel yesterday. I can hear running water too.
Looks like the port chief was right. This area seems like it's connected to some kind of waterway. Hey, it's even connected directly to the Honora River.
Judging by the way the sound echoes, this passage is wider than yesterday's. Just as gloomy, though. It's gonna be rough.
Yeah, no one was expecting it to be smooth. But at least now you and Laura can link with each other. That should make battles that much easier for all of us.
Yeah, if you were looking for a chance to make up for all the worry you've caused us, well, there you go.
Leave it to us.
I'm looking forward to repaying our debts to you all.
Looks like those two didn't waste much time putting the past behind them. I have to be careful they don't leave me in the dust. Excuse me.
A challenging foe. We should engage it with care.
A challenging foe that is running from us.
I wonder when that mechanism was made.
I'm guessing a few hundred years ago at least. Probably
Those
during
were
the Dark
difficult
Ages.
times back then.
Oh, a treasure chest! That looks like a tough one. Be careful!
If you're gonna run away, don't run the direction I need to go.
Is that a treasure chest?
They gasp.
Maybe.
Enemy
Oh,
sight!
I ran into
Here we
them.
go!
My turn.
My turn.
Leave it to me.
This area is full of water.
I'll bet there's some way to drain it.
Let's have a look around then.
When I was playing through this the first time, this underground passage was a really good grinding spot. This and then going up and down in the old schoolhouse to get back to the old
What a
forest.
nice looking treasure chest.
They were fantastic grinding spots. That feels like final boss direction. So this way. Aha. Gee, how much you want to bet we're gonna go this direction when we get done? Just a thought.
Is that a treasure chest?
No, it's Tupperware.
It's just a fancy box.
This place seems like it goes on forever.
My father sure gave us a real humdinger of a job to deal with.
Well, I'm sure we must be getting close now.
But for real though, like treasure chest shaped Tupperware would be awesome.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, that'd be sick. I'd be taking my lunch with that every day. Lunching that every
Gotta
day
get
to
the
work.
hospital on that one for me. Yeah.
That looks like a tough one. Be
Nice
careful.
employee gift.
Okay.
Almost.
Okay, but like I need to go the other way and look to see if there's any treasure chests. Oh, I
Watch
ran
out.
into
This
it.
is a. Here we
That's
go.
not a treasure chest.
My turn.
Right.
Right.
I'll handle. Target's eliminated.
Oh, hey, I leveled
Okay.
up Elliot's master course.
Ta, ta, sing. Ha.
I see it on the map.
I spy treasure.
So do I, V, so do I. Leg breaker, what a gem.
Oh, a treasure chest!
Ta. Sing.
Advantages are my turn.
Aw.
My turn.
Of course.
It's my.
My turn.
Here we go.
Right. You still have.
Ta.
Oh, what a nice looking treasure chest.
Ta. Now's our chance.
Okay.
Go.
Of course.
Leave it to me.
Okay. Target's eliminated.
Is that a treasure chest? I welcome all. Right.
I'll handle.
Here we go.
It was a
Right.
ruse.
My turn.
My turn.
Go.
Ew, they actually
Too slow.
countered.
I'll handle.
Right.
My turn.
My turn.
My turn.
My turn.
Leave it to me. All right. Let's.
Woo, battle done. That was probably really disorienting for people to watch. I apologize.
I thought it was exciting because it was like boom, 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 boom.
I'm betting that's the monster we need to take care of.
Looks like a giant crocodile.
Seems pretty vicious too. And this area doesn't have very good footing either.
We'll need to make sure we're fully prepared for it before we engage it. This is our opportunity to put our combat link to the test fee.
Right.
Okay. First off, I'm going to save in case we get stuck into a really long cutscene. I don't have to redo all of that.
A worthy adversary. My turn. Right. Huh.
I'll handle.
It's my.
My turn.
My turn.
Okay.
It's my turn. All right. Let's.
Phew. We did it. Just.
Fee.
Mm-hmm.
Laura and Phoebe high-fived each other.
Aw. Cuties.
And it's hard to believe that even not even 24 hours ago, you two still weren't getting along. The two of you really do make an amazing team, though. The two of you coordinating your attacks, I don't think anything stands a chance against us.
No, that monster clearly had the advantage as far as brute strength is concerned. If we didn't have superior numbers, I doubt we would have emerged victorious.
Yep. We still got room for improvement.
thought of you two getting any stronger is kind of terrifying.
What's wrong?
Nothing much. It's just seeing those two got me thinking that I'm gonna need strength of my own resolve soon too.
What do you mean by that?
Don't worry about it for now. Anyway, we gotta get back and give our report.
Very well then.
A sec. There we go.
That one looks annoying. Watch out.
Hmm?
Is something the matter?
No, I didn't notice before, but does anyone else feel a slight breeze in this area?
Wait. This way.
You think this is like the passage we found yesterday?
So there's a second passage here, so there's a secret passage here too.
And a second
Second
passage.
secret passage. A second secret passage. Yes.
If so, I might have probably opened like the last one did.
It's an SSP. Maybe this leads somewhere else in the capital then. No way to know for sure till we open it.
Poke it.
Open the door, there's the other half of Class 7.
I suspected as much.
I wonder where this leads.
It's hard to be sure. We really sense the distance and location traveling underground like this. If I had to guess, I'd say we're heading in the direction of...
Maybe there's an exit close by.
Alright, let's try and make our way outside. You know, because going back the way we came
Push
isn't an
way
option.
too hard.
We have to go on a whole separate dungeon crawl to get out of here because we can't just simply go back the way
Adds
we
more
came in.
exciting, elements to the dungeon crawl than just going back the way you came.
No, I'm not saying I disagree with the design of it fundamentally. It just, I find it very funny.
I spy treasure.
To just be like, and we're going back. Gotta go the other way, see if there was chests.
That one was guarding the chest, and then it was like, oh no. But it was too
We
late.
knew.
A dangerous foe. Stay on guard.
That's not a
Yep,
dangerous
super
though.
on guard. Very on guard.
Yeah, I have my sword out. How more on guard can I be? I'm just sprinting through the tunnels wantonly.
With your sword out. It's not dangerous,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, have some decency. Put your sword away at least.
Oh, there's the exit.
We're finally there.
Well, see, now I can't put it away just out of principle.
I meant more like if you trip or slide on the water and you fall. You know.
Oh, my leg. Hey, isn't this... the Ost district?
Alright, for this, the ICD-10 code for contact with sword or dagger is WT6.1. We seem to have merged in the Ost district. Machias's home is here, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow, I had no idea that underground passage went all the way from the fort to here. The network of tunnels beneath the city really does seem to cover a vast area.
It's like something out of a spy novel.
I'll say. Maybe it's the same.
What's that?
That must be the trying to mark the noon hour.
Yeah, that's Heimdall Cathedral's bell. The cathedral itself is pretty far away, over in the Sanct district, but you can hear pretty clearly even here.
Well, I think it's about time we found something to eat. How about we order to go from one of the local shops? And we don't really have much, but I'd be happy to at least treat you to coffee at our house.
Coffee.
What?
You mean... Machias?
You're inviting us into your home?
Guess I had to grab some fish and chips from a nearby pub. I wonder which pub it was.
The local one.
Not the one with the Irish dude, nah.
I think it's probably run by a guy named GameG.
Possibility, I don't know.
It's real kind of sketch.
So this is the capital's famous fish and chips.
Those look like hot dogs.
Well, they have hot dogs too, but the middle is definitely fish and chips.
It looks more like chicken and green beans.
Those are clearly French fries.
I just keep seeing the hot dogs.
That's what I'm saying.
There's literally hot dogs sitting there on the table, and then they're like, "This is what we're having, fish and chips." I'm sitting there going,
know.
huh?
It's the same. That's my same thought process.
I was expecting it to be delicious, but even still, I'm impressed.
Yeah, that pub is supposed to be pretty well known for their fish and chips.
I'll admit it tastes good, but at the end of the day, it's still greasy comfort food.
There is nothing wrong with that, Machias. That is absolutely factual.
Better eat it while it's hot. It tastes disgusting if you let it cool off.
Probably still better than wartime rations, though.
Probably factual. What food isn't? This coffee seems pretty high class, though. It's got a nice, rich fragrance. You buy your own beans and grind them at home?
Yeah, it looks like my father went out and stocked up not too long ago. Now and then he gets a chance to take some time away from his duties and come relax back here. Sees his coffee is a small island of luxury in this hectic daily life, I think.
That does sound like something I could see Governor Reagan saying.
He seems like quite a respectable man to me. You'd hardly imagine a home like this belonging to an important official like the Imperial Governor.
It's tiny.
You know, Fee, it wouldn't hurt to be a little less blunt.
Tell it like it is, Fee.
No worries. As I said, my father and I are commoners through and through. He might be a top official, but neither of us really saw that as a reason to change our whole lifestyle. Besides, it's not as though we don't have some attachment to this house.
Ah, right. It does seem like a comfy place to live in, though. Really cozy and relaxing.
Ooh, there's a photo.
Suddenly we're voiced.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, because now we're getting into a storytelling piece.
As if the other parts weren't.
Well, we're getting into Machias' story.
Aw, look at cute little Machias there.
He looks like he had such a
The
sweet
eyes are freaky.
disposition.
Yeah, before he grew up to be a stubborn old nag.
Stop nitpicking people's old family photos! Honestly.
The
eyes are
governor
kinda
looks the
staring
same
at
as
us all a
ever,
little
though.
bit.
Yeah, they really are.
Is that woman next to him your older sister or something?
Close enough. She was a cousin on my father's side of the family. Since she lived quite close, she often came to visit. Our family was just my father and I, so having her around was a big help.
The way you speak about her seems to imply you no longer see her. Did she get married and move away?
She died. Around 6 years ago.
Oh.
Oh.
Come on, Laura.
I see. And that has something to do with why you hate the nobility, right?
So,
I never really planned on telling anyone about this. But considering all we've been through, I suppose it's time I told you a little more about me. It's a long story, but would you hear me out?
of course.
Absolutely.
Glad to.
Thanks. Sis was 9 years my senior. Beautiful, kind. To me, she was in every sense the ideal woman. Now, as I said earlier, we're a family of commoners through and through. But my father proved to be a very capable government official. And eventually he was promoted to an important government position where he started to make a name for himself. Honesty and integrity are a core part of his work ethic. So, of course, he made his fair share of enemies. But after seeing success in a number of major projects, he gained a reputation both inside and outside the government. My mother died when I was still young, but Sis happened to live around here and ended up helping us in more ways than I can count. Since she was his niece, my father always made a fuss over her. And even though she didn't live in the same house, she was like a real sister to me, and a real daughter to my father.
Bless.
I was always so proud of her. As a child, she was practically my idol. And as you'd expect, she had countless admirers among the men of the city. but for all her popularity, she was always level-headed and sensible. So I never felt I had anything to worry about, until he appeared. He was one of my father's subordinates at City Hall. Though unlike him, he was a noble by birth. A man of high rank, too. The heir of a count. However, he had none of the arrogance or haughtiness one usually associates with the nobility. When I met him myself, he came across as an honest and loyal man. He met Sis when Dad introduced him to her one day, and eventually the two of them fell in love and began a relationship, despite the difference in their social status. As a child, I was frustrated beyond words, but even I had to admit that the two of them made a good couple. And Sis seemed so happy when she was with him that I had no choice but to let it go and accept their relationship. Time went on and they became engaged, with Dad acting as the go-between. And that's when everything started to fall apart. His family couldn't have been more blatant in their attempts to undermine the relationship. Apparently, one of the 4 great houses, House Cayenne, proposed an arranged marriage on short notice. And the Count's family were up in arms at the thought he might choose to take a mere commoner as his wife. Since my father held an important post, they were limited in how shamelessly they could try to sabotage the marriage. But they began to harass and threaten her in secret every way they could think of. They made her life a living hell. Maybe she didn't want to cause trouble for the man she loved, or perhaps she did it out of consideration for my father. But all that time, she chose to endure it alone. She never discussed it or asked for help. And finally, it became so crushing that she took her own life. It was only afterward that my father and I learned what had really happened. It seems that at the very last, he had chosen to betray her love for him. "But I told her," he said. "I told her I'd treasure her as my mistress instead if she'd just accept that we couldn't be married. I just don't understand it. Why would she take her own life?"
Hey, Governor
After that,
Regnitz
my father
got
seemed to
angry.
redouble his efforts. It was like watching a machine kick into high gear. With the help of his ally, Chancellor Osborne, he was able to wrest control of City Hall from the noble faction. Then, 4 years ago, he was appointed to his current position as governor of Heimdall. And that's how the Regnitz family came to be where it is.
I don't even know what to say.
So that's why you started hating nobles?
Yeah. I was so furious at Sis's death. My hatred needed to be directed at someone. Anyone. First I blamed her fiancé, then his family, then the family of the Duke who tried to intervene. In the end, I just hated the nobility as a whole. The people, their culture, the entire idea of social classes. I desperately wanted the strength to win against them. To show how right I was. How wrong they were. But deep down, I knew the truth about my hate. I knew I was taking out my anger on people who didn't deserve it. People who had done nothing wrong.
You did?
They may be from different social classes, but people are still individuals. Sis's fiancé was faithful to her. He just wasn't strong enough to shield her from all that ugliness, despite his love. And the Count and his family were only acting in their best interests, which is to be expected, really. Ultimately, I've had to acknowledge that not all commoners are good people, and not all nobles are unworthy of respect.
I don't
Eustace
know,
might not have
keeping
done much to
somebody
change my
as
opinion.
a lover only anyways, continue.
But getting to know you two showed me that there are nobles who live up to that name.
Machias.
I have no idea how my father feels about all of this, but this is how I've come to feel.
I see. You have my thanks.
I'm glad you felt you could talk to us about it.
Still, I don't think it hurt to be a bit more honest with yourself.
Elliot got that eye of like, I'm calling you out right now.
If you're willing to admit all of that, maybe you can find it in you to be friends with Eustace, too.
Are you kidding me? I might accept that not all nobles are bad, but that arrogant, self-centered fool can go choke on a palm. He's mocking me for spending so much time studying
Oh,
or
get
telling
a
me I need to get out
room.
more.
I don't think he goes quite that far. Besides, I don't think he does it on purpose. He doesn't mean any harm.
Most of the time, Elliot. Most of the time. There are definitely times he has said himself that he enjoys doing it to get a rise out of Machias.
That's the most irritating part. He does it without thinking.
Well, that was a good coffee break, wouldn't you say?
Let me safe.
Never.
And save. Actually, we should be getting our things, so we should be able to save.
Well, lunchtime is over. Must feel about almost time for the summer festival decorations to start going up.
Huh. I wonder if that preparations for that would have started way before now. Is the summer festival not that big of a deal in the capital? It depends on who you ask, I guess. I've always thought of it as one of those small yearly traditions.
In my hometown, the summer festival is a major event with extensive preparations. Perhaps those places where the ancient animistic traditions survive put more effort into celebrating the festival.
Animism does seem to have mostly vanished here. Not as much as in Roar or Crossbell, though.
Well, I suppose it's hard to think of it as a seasonal festival in the capital when it's celebrated a month late to begin with. I think most just see it as an opportunity to catch a glimpse of the Imperial family.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh, that makes sense. Hmm?
Is that your Arcus ringing? What's it doing ringing out here?
This is Class 7, Group A, Range Forces speaking.
Is this-
Hello there? I don't know
What's
who
his
this
face?
is. Oh,
Oh,
am I Carl?
Who's Carl
not
again?
the same what's his face I was thinking of. Is that his dad?
That's his dad.
Yes, I think
Yeah,
you were
because
we didn't want to have
It
me
was
talk to me.
you?
Yeah.
Yes.
This is Carl Regnitz. Governor Regnitz?
Dad?
Why didn't he
Come to
come
think of
on?
it, he
Yes.
did say that we'd be able to use our Arcus communication functionality in the city, didn't he? Your Group A's representative, so I figured it'd
Is
be
he?
best to call you. Is now a good time? Yes, now is totally fine. Actually, just left your home. Machias invited us in for coffee. Did he now? I had a favorite specialty store roast those beans just the way I like them. It was top-notch brew, all right. With all that's been going on, it was nice to just sit down and enjoy a good cup of coffee. Well,
I'm so
I'm
jealous.
glad you were able to spend some quality time together. Anyway, getting to the point. I'm calling because we have a bit of a problem on our hands. That being the case, I'd like Group A to take care of one additional task for me. An extra task? You can do that, sure, but what exactly is it you'd like us to do? There appears to have been a burglary at the jewelers in the Garnier district. And that's not all. The culprit seems to have left a message addressed to you. What? Your confusion is understandable. However, the jewelers submitted a report of the burglary to City Hall a short while ago. Normally, I'd leave this to the proper authorities, but would you be willing to go and see if there's anything you can do? Of course, sir. We'll head over to the Garnier district at once.
Bless.
Bless you.
All right, then. I'll leave this matter in your hands. wonder what thief.
What was that all about?
Whatever it was, you seem perplexed.
Well, wait till you hear this.
So a jewelry boutique was burglarized and the culprit left a message addressed to us?
Weird.
Thinking about it though, this all seems kind of familiar.
Yeah, now that you mention it, I'm getting a strange sense of deja vu as well. So it would have been helpful if my father could have furnished a few more details.
Well, it's already past noon. Let's over to the Garnier district and find out what happened. Save. 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 See, if you say it loud enough, it eventually happens.
You must repeat the word save loudly 3 times in a row for the save screen to appear.
Yeah, it's like Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
Great.
That's dangerous.
Showtime!
Alright.
Alrighty. Thank you
I'm
guys
gonna
for
go to
hanging out
bed.
and watching. I
Alright.
Because I couldn't sleep last night, so theoretically.
appreciate you all for hanging out. We will be back for sure Wednesday, maybe tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.